up. Are you ready? Hello, bookworms. You saying hi? She's confused as to who I'm talking to. I hope my head's not cut off. Oh, you're not gonna sit with me? Okay. Yeah, come on up. Ooh. Hello, bookworms. So, I am clearly home. I have a puppy. But I wanted to give you a little life update since I haven't really talked to you in a couple weeks. I did like the really tiny blog post push. Yeah, thank you. Really tiny blog post push, and then the last video before that was the Tom Clancy review and then my Nano updates, which I filmed that Tom Clancy video during Nano, so I haven't really sat down and filmed in a while. Yeah, you think I'm crazy right now, don't you? So I just wanted to hop back on and give you like an update about what's going on in my life and plans and things for the future in 2018. So I never actually finished out the Nano video with the last couple days, but if you follow me on my blog, you will see that I did finish Nano. I got a little bit over, like 1,000 words over in my rewriting. And what I talked about in the blog post was how I felt a bit odd because I didn't create entirely new content, which is sort of the point of Nano, is to word vomit new words and create a new story and a new life, in a sense. But at the same time, it's also just about creating a habit and writing and working on something that you want to. Does my leg taste good? Oh, you just want to start show. You just want to take over. No one's here. It's just me and you. So what I wanted to talk about with that is where it's like, embrace what you do create and love what you do create, and don't feel bad about yourself. Because I did. I started to feel really down about myself that I wasn't creating new content, but at the end of the day, I was working on making my project better and my story better. Oh, we're going to start nesting right throughout this video. Making my project better and making my story better, and in turn making my book better, and that's all I could ask of Nano. So I can't be too down on myself about it. So I did win Nano. I think I made it to like 51,000, I'm sorry, I stopped petting you. 51,300 words or something like that. So it was just over. So I did win. I did get the little banner. So with that comes its perks, like its literal winning perks. So one thing that I'm planning on doing is I have printed out a copy of the book. I spent a few days after Nano not reading it or anything like that, just formatting it to, oh I know, it's so tired. It's so tiring being cute. Just formatting it and laying it out for print. No, it's not going into production at all. It's nowhere near ready for that. But I did order a print copy so I can annotate it, similar to how Natalia Lee does it, where I just take it and just workshop it, physical copy, and then take those notes over. So I ordered a CreateSpace copy. It should be here the day after Christmas is what it said. My one complaint that so far with it from CreateSpace, because I'm not doing it in a professional setting, is I don't have a tracking number. So I don't know where, which one of its manufacturers it's coming from. I don't know where, or like how long it's going to take, that sort of thing. And I did just pay for normal shipping. I didn't do expedited shipping or anything like that, because I do want to have that separation, but I would like to know where my package is. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to edit it, and then one of the perks this year, if you were part of Nano, you might already know this, is that Ingram Spark is allowing you to upload a free manuscript up to their website. If you've done any research into Ingram Sparks, you may or may not know that is a $50 charge in order to upload the manuscript to their company. And that's just to ensure that Ingram Spark is, in a way, receiving the best things, because they are a wholesale retailer who will also take bigger name publishing houses and take those and create them for them as well. So it makes it's a profit on both ends, because they want to make sure that what they're printing for you is the best quality. They expect the best quality from you, which I think is fair. But when you're a new author, you might not always have those funds. So I'm planning on taking the free copy from CreateSpace, really editing it. It's hard to say. Editing it, workshopping it, and then having it proofed by the end of March. March 30th, 31st, I forget how many days there are in March, is the last day you can upload it. So that is my deadline I'm setting for myself. Pretty much starting in a new year. So that's where that project is right now. Mind you, half of that has not been workshopped whatsoever. I only got through half of it for Nano, literally half. It's at 102,000 words, and I got through about 51,000 words. So I still have half the book to workshop. And it's going to be a lengthy process. I'm going to try to do a chapter every 2 days a week, somewhere in there. It's about 52 chapters, I think. So I could do a chapter a week, but then I wouldn't reach the deadline. But I formatted it larger. So I formatted it double-spaced and things like that, where if it was for actual print, it would not be formatted in the same way it is. I formatted it larger to make space for those notations. So it turned out to be almost 600 pages. I think it was like 550, 560. So it is going to be a honkin' book, which makes me very happy. So I can't wait to receive that. My mom doesn't actually know that's coming in, so I'm just going to keep going to the post office for her until it comes in, and I will open it on camera for you all to see and to test the quality of it and things like that. I don't know if you can hear the siren, but it's noon. Killer attack dog. It's just a fire alarm. Hey, it's just a fire alarm. That is with that project. Oh, now you want to come back because I said winky? Come on, up, up. Up, up. Can I go to the next section? Can I talk about the next section? No one's here. You did a good job guarding. Good job. Now let's lay down. Let's lay down. Good girl. Good girl. So the next thing is what I touched on briefly, is I'm back home. I am done with school. I submitted my thesis. You are blocking the camera. Thank you. I submitted my thesis. If you want a video on the thesis process that I went through, I can do that. Should I do that? You just want me to stop talking so you can go back to your nap here. If you want me to do an update on my thesis and things like that, I'm just waiting right now for the grade, which kind of tells me whether or not I will actually graduate. No pressure. But I have finished all of the classes that I need in order to graduate. So in a way, I'm an alumni, which is freeing because I know like I don't have to buy any more school books. But it's also terrifying because now I have to pretend I'm an adult. So for the next couple months, I'm going to be living at home with this puppy, with my family. So filming times might be weird. We're going to try to do a lot of filming days during the day when everybody else is at school. Yeah, because I am the oldest of 4 kids. You've seen Bubby. My brother Aiden. You've seen Bubby. And there's 2 other kids as well. So they all go to high school, and my mom is a substitute teacher. My dad has another job, so during the day it's just kind of going to be Copper and I, which means I can film. I do have 2 jobs. I am going to be subbing at my high school with the siblings. And then I'm also working a musical at nights. So I'm going to be keeping busy, but honestly with a substitute position, I won't always be called into work. It's kind of a as-needed basis. But because the show I'm working has a possibility of going on tour, I'm not making enough just to sustain just working for the show, and I can't get an actual day job yet that will be long-term because I don't know if I will be hired for the tour. Where are you going? There's no one outside. Okay.
Excuse me, there is a message for you.
My brother's phone is here. Oh, she found her ball. But yeah, so I'm gonna be working that show. So in between things, I'm gonna be working on creating content for you here on YouTube and then on my blog, which is thescripturient101.weebly.com. I'm not throwing it for you because I'm filming. She's very needy. So I'm going to be posting content there. I'm going to try to do a writing update where I'm going to talk about my editing updates. I'm also working on outlining the second book in that series. So if you want updates on how my chapter edits are going and my writing updates are going, I'm afraid you're gonna hit the camera. Was I not supposed to do that? So I'm going to be posting updates on that, and then I'm also going to try to do reviews, and maybe some sporadic ones here and there. I'm also going to do reviews still on this channel. They might just differ between which ones I do on YouTube and which ones I do on my blog. They might not always be the same, just to help with that. So it might be like one week I do a review and the next week I do a haul or a wrap up or something like that. Just because I found that trying to pair the review with the actual blog post wasn't working super well, especially with my school schedule. I might go back to it, I'm not really sure. So yeah, I'm writing, working on YouTube. What else is happening in my life? I'm trying to set up an office space downstairs in my family's basement. It is an unfinished basement, so there is some parts of it that I need to like cover up. There's a sort of bookcase down there, so I'm probably going to be moving some books down there. I'm saving up for a desk because my sister stole my desk when I left. And at this point in my life, I don't really have room in my actual bedroom for one. And I don't really want to have my office space be there. I like to have it be two separate areas. And my mom gets fairly annoyed when I spread out on the kitchen table and work. But because I want to be doing this and then my photography business, there's too many factors going on. And I need my own space where I can spread out and not have to worry about people touching things. And when I'm like having work days and working for a prolonged time, I don't have to worry about people touching stuff and moving it and then me losing it. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all of it at the moment. My thesis update, if you want one, I will link below. Sorry, I am rambling. I gave a small first reaction to being done with my thesis on my blog last week. The day after I submitted it and everything. I submitted it 23 hours early because I couldn't look at it anymore and I had made all the changes I could. And I sat at looking at the file on my laptop between the submittal website and the file in my desktop and just stared at it for a good 20 minutes. Just like agonizing over it and like questioning myself, even though I knew there was nothing else I could change to make it better. There were some sections that I knew I wanted to work on more, but I didn't have the time nor the feedback in order to do it. So if you want to know more about my thesis process, maybe I'll put in like a poll somewhere. But yeah, I got new editing software, so this is going to be the next video I do on that. The last couple videos have been for my photography business, so that's a different channel altogether. But this is the first Scripturient video that I am going to be editing on this software. So if you see a few new little things, I haven't eaten lunch yet. So if you see a few new little things and they interest you, please let me know down below so I know that I'm using the software correctly. I think that's it for today. I'll see you next week with a review. I'm going to be doing a review of The Princess Diarist, which was and is Carrie Fisher's memoir, one of her memoirs on Star Wars. And the basis of it, she found her journals from Star Wars when they were redoing an old bedroom, and past her had put them underneath the floorboards like a really dramatic teenager would. And they were going through and redoing the room, and they found those, or she found those, and it's a reflection on her time filming the first movie and the relationships, not so much like, it's a behind the scenes of behind the scenes, and her relationships with the other characters, specifically Harrison Ford, and a little bit with Mark Lucas. George Lucas, not Mark Lucas. Wow. George Lucas, and what it was like being a startup actress whose mother was an actress, so she had an idea of the scene. And then post Star Wars 40 years later, since the first movie came out, which I did go see Star Wars. Don't put any spoilers for people that haven't seen it in the comments below, but I will tell you that I thought it was an amazing movie. It was done beautifully. And no spoilers, but I cried like 3 times just because Carrie Fisher is beautiful. And now she's no longer with us, and this was one of the last movies that she filmed. So I had a bit of a moment when she stepped on screen for the first time. My boyfriend did too, so it wasn't as bad. We're just really lame, and the moment she walked on stage, we're both, or not stage, on screen, both, and we're sniffling for about 2 minutes. Yeah, we were sniffling. Copper just looked at me like, what is wrong with you? But we were sniffling for like 2 minutes. Just like, we miss her. But it was an amazing movie. Really? Don't bark again. Don't. I have to go.
You were too much, then all at once you were just enough. You're just right, you're the perfect temp in my coffee cup, one of overslept. You are complete, the final chord and the even beat. You're the perfect rhyme and the perfect time. Please can I make you mine?